It's a question that everyone wants to know and no one wants to ask. How much do you earn? Go on. You can let me into a little secret. Come on. Just between the two of us. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. Well, the BBC was ordered to publish data on its highest paid stars. The government demanded more openness at the publicly funded broadcaster. The BBC revealed that on average its male staff earn 10% more than the women. Now, soon it won't be just the BBC that's forced into the open. Next year, all British companies with more than 250 employees will have to publish data on gender and pay. It means we'll be able to see who's doing best and who's doing worst on pay equality. Lena Gitter is an assistant professor of human resources at studies at Cornell University. Joins me from Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. If we get rid of the pure prurience in all of this, I mean, you know, I read this morning, and I used to work at the BBC some years ago. So, of course, my first thing was, how much are my former colleagues getting, and how does that compare to me? But there's a serious issue here, isn't there? And it does go down to gender pay inequality.
It is. First of all, thank you so much for having me, Richard. So how much do you earn?
Well, I think that's between... Well, I'm glad you asked me that. Shall we move on? Let's talk about... The reality is men earn more than women, and this sort of legislation or human relation or HR practices will make that clear. Is that helpful in your view? Yes,
it is. Pay transparency allows you to know how much others earn, but it also allows employers to discriminate based on gender, based on race, based on your color of the skin. So when you know how much others pay, it does allow employers to make pay system fair.
What about the privacy issue? That suddenly, I mean, you know, you can pretty much work out, once you certainly get to the upper echelons, the higher paid staff, you can pretty much work out who's earning how much.
It's true. So privacy asked you how much you earn. You didn't want to answer, right? And no one wants to answer. But it allows us as employees, it allows us to be in power. Because if you know how much I earn, let's say we work in the same organization, you can negotiate better salary. You can know what your performance, let's say it is paid for performance system, right? So it allows you to know that you're paid unfairly or not, whether it is based on performance or not.
Okay, but right? I can see an argument, I can certainly see that, and, you know, the significance of this, but you do have to be careful, don't you, that just because a man or a woman earns a different amount is not necessarily gender pay inequality.
It might be or it might not be. So you need to know that. But if you make it secret and you don't know whether it is fair or not, how will you know whether it is based on discrimination or not, right? So what it allows employers to do whatever they want.
Good to see you. Thank you very much for joining me. You asked how much I earn. I'm happy to tell you I earn... Sorry, was the microphone not working on that one? Dreadfully sorry about that. I would repeat it again, but we need to move on.